Hello everybody, and I am here at my local dive bar. It is I, Stippling Vaughn, and it's a Sunday morning. Please make sure you subscribe and you hit the like button. Please feel free to comment. Always helps out. And of course, share it out if you like the video. Last night was the chat, and Amanda damn near killed me with her comment about fresh sheets on a fresh shaved body. And that comment wasn't what damn near killed me. It was all the comments from the chat afterwards. And sometimes you can tell when I'm paying attention to the chat, because I'll just be like, and then I'll just start laughing uncontrollably. And it's because all of a sudden I notice what the chat is commenting on the subject at hand, and I just lose it because it's so damn funny. So, also, thoughts and prayers out to the Sontag family. His father's not doing well. So if you could just send some thoughts and prayers, it would be great. I know his family would greatly appreciate it. So, and then lastly, Graydon Radio, we did a video on him about how he's not being very successful with his crowdfunding, and it was very good. He didn't point fingers at anybody. He acknowledge what he needs to do better. Now, a lot of people need to be doing that. I look at that. I look at like what I'm doing that's working, what I'm doing that's not working, and I don't have anybody to blame but myself. So I really appreciated the openness, and he's getting better. Now, I personally think that this is my personal feeling. Okay, he's launching on Kickstarter. I don't like Kickstarter. It's got to be something really big that makes me go, oh, I really need it. The only two things I've backed over the last 4 years on Kickstarter are two books from the Flesk Publications. The first was what was it? Franklin Booth. Yeah, the Franklin Booth book. I got that in hardbound. The reason why I got that on Indiegogo instead of waiting until I saw him at a con is because generally if he overprints in the hardbound sells out. Like, he doesn't have any. Like, if I were to go, like, for the last 2 years I've been to the show, and he's had the Franklin Booth available in softbound, but I want it in hardbound. So that's the reason why I've been, only reason why I backed him on Kickstarter. And I've told him both years when I've seen him, both last year and this year, encouraging him, pleading with him all, but to please start utilizing other platforms other than Kickstarter. He's been very professional in listening to my criticism, but he's set where it's like he's essentially comes down to is he's very satisfied with Kickstarter, and he's not going to crowdfund or any other platform but Kickstarter, which is a disappointment, which may mean that when he produces books in the future, I won't be backing him. Same thing goes with Sean Chen. Sean Chen's creating Evermind, and I am really excited about it, but I mean, I'm sorry, I can't cross that line. I just do not like Kickstarter. I don't like the way they do it, where they wait until after they've done funding to pull the funds from your account. I want it pulled from my account right away. I don't want additional costs creeping up like they do, where the creator, when they're ready to fulfill, okay, now we're going to hit you with the bill for what the shipping's going to be. And for me, it's one of those where it's like, I want one bill. I want to be charged once, and that's it. And that's why I'm not backing on Kickstarter, even though there's some people that have really good projects. I just will not cross that line. Fleska's been the only person I've been able to cross the line for. So Raiden Radio, I mean, I want him to be successful. I mean, if he were to move over or at least have another campaign in Orange Indiegogo, I'd start considering it. So I'm gonna have, I may pin the book to my in the description for you to check it out. Same thing with Sean Shen with his Evermind. I'll be including that in the description, even though I won't be backing them on Kickstarter. So, but whereas Joe Sontag, he's been Indiegogo from the very beginning, and I backed him from the very beginning, and the money's already been pulled out of my account. I don't have to worry about him hitting me up with another fee for shipping once he gets the book in. Once he gets it, he ships it out to me. So that's the way I want it. That's the way I like it. So, but check them out. So on to the subject at hand. Okay, I'm working on this Star Wars piece, classic characters from the original Marvel comic run, and right now I'm working Demina Tag. And when I say I'm doing Demina Tag, it's not the new version that they have her, where she's a sibling, where basically she mainly interacts with Dr. Aura in the new Marvel line. No, this is the classic line of characters. Those are the books that I like. Those are the books that I get on a regular basis, and I've gone to great lengths to get creators to sign those books. But no, today we're going to be working in the time-lapse video. We're going to be doing this one. This is Rick Duel. Rick Duel is a character. He debuted along with Cheeto and Danny in issue 70 of the original comic book run. He was basically, you could tell, he was like a stand-in for Han Solo. And you can see where they wanted like a Han Solo style character. They slightly curtailed the character design for him to look like that. I found out from doing research that when Kerry Gamble designed him, he paid homage and made him, and his likeness is that of Rick Baker, the special effects mastermind. So that is who he patterned him after. Like I said, when he was debuted, it was a flash. It was when he debuted, it was issue 70. So that was after The Empire Strikes Back, but they did it as a flashback issue of an adventure or story before The Empire Strikes Back. So they used Han Solo and to debut the character, and then it was one issue of that flashback, and then the following issue was the new present-day story involving Luke, Chewie, and Lando. Lando is one of those characters where it's like they really didn't know what to do with him, but they had him where it's like, okay, so they kind of treated him like a smuggler, but at the same time also they had him also treated as he was a smuggler, but he didn't handle things the way Han did things. He was more of a sweet talker and more espionage type of a character instead of a run in and shoot first type of individual. I think later in an issue, just before Return of the Jedi, they addressed that, why Lando acts differently than Han, even though he's also a smuggler. So, and they did a good job of that, just like, hey, I'm not Han, I'll never be Han. This is how Han would have done things, it's not how I do things. And in the explanation, what it was, he was talking to Chewie. So, but, I mean, I liked how they did that, but then they had Lando buddied with Luke a lot with having him on with Luke. It was almost like it was kind of like a buddy cop formula. He was there kind of backing up Luke. Luke was a man on a mission. And he was there like, I agree with you. I'm here to back you up. Kind of like he, like almost like in some ways how like Chewbacca had the life debt to Han. Lando was always backing up Luke almost like a life debt. So, and yes, I am in my local dive bar. So, in situations like this, when the early morning drunk ladies from last night are still partying hard, maybe you're like, Danny, turn it up. I want this song played loud, and Danny complies. So that's what you get when you're working when you're working out in the public. You don't control your environment, which is the reason why I work out here in dive bars, because I don't control the environment. I don't have any distractions, which I have a lot of times when I'm at home working. So it's like controlling your environment, and and it's going to be one of those days where people will slowly roll in. Games start at 1, so they'll get more crowded as the day goes on. So, Rick Duell was 9 issues. He was of the original Star Wars run. I don't know of him ever being created or ever being referenced or being used in the new run. Whereas some characters have been completely redesigned and recreated in some ways to take part in the new Marvel Comics line. I pick up a few issues, but it really comes down to take the Bounty Hunter series, for example. I don't like the artwork, and because the artwork's so bad, I can't really judge whether the story is any good or not because the artwork's that bad. I suspect the story's not that good. But the problem is by and large, with Bounty Hunters, where you would have the ability to include a lot of these characters or reintroduce them, they don't. Like, the Bounty Hunter series by Marvel would be the perfect way to bring back Rick, Cheetah, and Danny, and it'd be a perfect way to reintroduce like these characters. I know they brought her back, but all these characters, you can have them in the Bounty Hunter series. But the artwork's so bad, and I suspect the stories are as bad, that it's missing out. Well, I should say they're missing out, or providing us with a product that we want, that we'll buy. So yeah, games will be starting roughly about 1 o'clock. Yeah, at 1, that's when they usually start. Because of where I live, we're in the Ravens market, and as a result, I will be stuck having to watch the Ravens play the Browns. I don't know. I honestly didn't look to see if the Steelers will be playing also, as to whether they'll be on another network or not. Most likely not. The NFL doesn't like making money, so they don't make us the Steelers market. They say because of how close we are to Baltimore, we the Ravens market. We the Ravens. We're not. Fuck the Ravens. Oh, did I say that aloud? Oh, Roger Goodell, did you hear that? Yeah, fuck the Ravens. So, and what I'm doing here is I want to just add a little bit of tone. I don't want to just create like a nice like fade, because that way when you add one color, you don't have to add like 5 different colors to mold the figure. You just put like one flat color, and these dots will bend the form around with a flat color, and that's why I do that. Because when I look at a lot of comic books, I don't like how they over-render with colors that the pencils and the inks are lost. I want strong pencils and inks and colors to enhance it. And lately I've noticed that the colorists are overpowering the inks, and I don't like that at all. It's not my cup of tea, which would be another reason why I don't buy a lot of books these days because of that. It's kind of like know your role, colorist. If you want to be an artist, then be an artist. But if you're a colorist, you gotta do your job. You gotta perform properly. But, and it's one thing that I'm doing right now is just adding slight touches of color. And I don't know. I'm looking right now like either I can put a hard line here or put a slight tone in here so that way the arm is separated from the shoulder. So same thing goes down here. I think what I'm going to do down here is I'm just going to pull these dots down, just pull the shadow down all the way to the edge, darken it up with more dots. So that way, and you see the way I do that, just add a little bit more dots and it creates the edge of that elbow without having to put in that holding line. I always try to avoid doing holding lines. It's not like I'm trying to be Bernie Wrightson. It's something I discovered when I was when I first started stippling. I was doing lighthouses, and because I was trying to do almost more of a fine art feel to it, I decided not to do holding lines, and then I was able to start experimenting, and it bridged over to doing sequential art and the superhero stuff. So you can see how what I'm doing is I'm just like going in here and just lightly putting some dots, and by lightening these dots right here, it creates that line without putting the line in. So that's the reason why I'm saying how I gotta relook at how I'm going to do that. Because like here, it's easy. It's like, let me show. I don't do this a whole lot, but like here, I don't need to have. I'll just put a holding. I don't need to worry about the line weight because it's straight. It's up against straight black, and this is something I'm starting to experiment with to speed up my time. Is I'll just put in a hard line because the rest of that area here is going to be black. So you can see down here where the Lasby is, how I put in the dots, and then this area here is just straight black. So it's something I'm working on, just trying to speed up my work. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to keep working on this. I know. See, that's where Stat and I were in disagreement. It's like he's like, we need less football. He doesn't care for it, and I'm a big. We need more football in our lives because I see how we have everything's so divided. We need something to bring us together, and that's one thing I do see that the NFL does is that it brings us together. You can have people of different walks of life, of different political affiliations, and they will come together for football, whether they're the same team or not. Football is football. It's the competitive spirit, and with it comes all the shit talking, but even with all the shit talking comes respect. Since I started coming to this dive bar, I think I know of only 2 times that I can think of where there was a fist fight or a physical altercation because of 2 people disagreeing about football. Are there fights because of people disagreeing over their teams? Yes. But it's the severe minority. It's not an outward practice on a regular basis. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it, even though I gotta watch the Ravens. So, but I'm gonna keep working on this. I'll be working on this, and as soon as I get done with this, I'll upload this video, and then I will start working on the time-lapse video. So I can see the time-lapse video about like an hour and a half, 2 hours after this drops. I will have the time-lapse video up for you guys to view. So like I said, please feel free to comment whether you like it, whether you don't like it, and of course help me out, subscribe to the channel. It all helps out. So if not, hey, life is stressful. Life is very stressful, but that's why you take it all one dot at a time.